All right. So let's see. This is let's see. Yeah. This is just a trial account. Simple trial account, right? Nothing special, nothing fancy about it. So the story is with this account, I'm gonna tell you a story while I make some coffee. Like every Sunday, I get this idea, I get this weird feeling. It's been one entire day, or maybe 1.5, and I really didn't see live markets, right? And I think, oh my god, it's going to be Monday. Do I really know what I'm doing? What's going on? And so, a few weeks back, I got the idea, again, like as per usual, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I'm not sure I know what I'm doing. And so I went on FTMO, acquired said account, and this particular type is limited to 2 weeks, I think. I think so. And I started placing trades using my normal strategy. And yeah, this is the result. The result is 360, meaning 3.6% on 10k over 2 weeks. And so what's also I want to say one more thing is there's one position I placed which did not follow my rules. And I ended up closing that for like half hour or something, and it would absolutely be a winner. So it's a good result. There should be more. And so, well, in the normal world, outside of FX trading, outside of all this props silly space, let's say for example 5% over the course of 2 weeks is an absolutely stellar return. It's magnificent. It's awesome. In the prop space, somebody will laugh and say, "Oh, I did that in 1 day." Guess what? I also did that in 1 day, and the next day I blew the account. Right? But yeah, that's how that space goes. Also, I'll say one more thing. This is a simple 10k account, right? In my world, closer to what is like plausible, feasible, what I would trade, right? And if you click on random YouTube videos on the web and see somebody trading, just gonna put the coffee here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we start. Now, if you see some random person trading on the internet, most likely the normal or big players, YouTube people, they will use accounts that are 100k. So this profit, if you want to compare, you would have to scale it. You have to add a 0. In that case, it would be 3.6k over 2 weeks, which is bit better. And then there's like the even bigger people that go, "Oh, I made X amount of profits." Listen, these people stack accounts. They stack 5 accounts. They stack 20 accounts, right? Anyway, so here's the thing. And I was thinking that, I was gonna talk about some of the trades I placed, right? And the win rate is 65%. And so there's 20 trades. Yeah, sure. Average 1.7. And we got some positions. And got a lot of pound positions, euro. I think we're gonna try to find some trades. There's another page, but why not just go for the first one? Let's see. This one was a winner. So let's say euro at 17 at... Okay, so this was a limit order. I'm not awake at this time. But let's find it, right? Okay, euro 17 October. Okay, allow this. Okay, let's see what's going on. Okay, cool, cool. And we have, what do we have? 4 hour. Cool, that's good. 17 October, it's here. Okay, we can do like this. This is absolutely not scripted. Alright, so here. Okay. Replay. So we can actually see something, right? So this is probably the trade is filled somewhere here. Let's see here. It's a buy. It's in the euro. And oh, I see. It opens to 16. Oh, that explains it. That's the time, 1850. Okay. All right. Let's go, because that's my, this is my bias chart. Most likely I'm looking at this 16.0. So I have this background, I have this gap here, gap getting filled. Most likely I'm in here and I am in for the long. Right, so we have this gap kind of thing from the low of the gap. I'm just gonna outline it, and this most likely is the high, if we even have that, the target. So now we got 2 lines to work with. Let's go zoom into the 16 at 1800 hours at M15. Let's go big screen. Let's see what we got. Here is 17, here is 16. Yeah, if you've been following my YouTube journey, we got new colors. You know, with new colors we make money. That's how it works, right? Use whatever colors you want. Come on, man. Anyway, so here, right? 1875. So yeah, 1918. Somewhere here I'm filled. Cool. And we got the nice breakout. Here's some power here. 1630. Let's go check again. When am I filled? 1850 at 16. Okay. Interesting. Where are we? So we are long at. We are long here, and we most likely stop here, and we have done this, and there is probably something here making me pull this down, or I am probably partialing out. This is the trade though, and look at this pattern here. So the pattern is this: down, up, down, right? That's the pattern. That's the entry, right? That's the where we go, and that's what's happened. And this is 2R. So I've been doing some static 2R for a few weeks, and I know for a fact it was 2R. Maybe I made a mistake here, but yeah. SL20 at 1643. Let's see if that's accurate. I'm just guessing 16. Oh, it's not actually. 1640. Hello. Oh, it's way down here. Okay, so I'm most likely entering off a different time frame. I think this is a bad example, so I'm a bit confused now. But I wanted to show some nice examples of trades. Let's see, 16. So it means I'm entering here. I'm entering in this thing, somewhere here. That's not possible. I'm entering somewhere here. Wait a minute. I am entering... Oh, this is the stop. Never mind. My mistake. I'm entering here, 1663. Right, I'm entering at 1663. Okay. 1663. This is my entry. My stop is 20 points. Okay, that's my stop, covering that low, I guess. And for 2R, my target would be up there, 1703. 1705. Well, there we go. Pretty much something like this. And so, yeah, this is a model A entry, I guess, because we get up, we go down, we break out of this with some power, and so here should be power. On the retrace, I'm filled on a limit, and this is why. Yeah, that's the fill. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's find another trade to look at. Can we do this? Let's see. Cable. Oh, this was a flat. No, not that interesting, right? Here's another one. It's a short in Aussie. Okay, short in Aussie. Okay. We are entering SL at this 65.14. What's the time? 15 October. Okay. Let's see. All right. 15 October. Okay, let's get some coffee and we're gonna figure out this stuff, right? Oh yeah. It's like it says on my cup, coffee makes life bearable. I would hope so. You gotta add some, see. I'm just gonna go over like 1 or 2 more trades, and then I gotta do some research and I gotta do some other things. But I just thought it might be interesting to see this like process actually logged, and I guess this is somewhat more interesting than talking about, oh, I placed this trade. Yeah, I did. Guess what? I actually did, and but this time it's actually logged. So. It still is logged through my system though. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is absolutely logged into my system. But most likely, if you're watching my videos, you don't understand my language anyway, so that's the thing. Anyway, there's some more ideas. Never mind that though. Okay, so let's find out. Let's see. Okay, 15th October. Price is it's a short at 65.14 on the Aussie. Okay, let's see, can we do this 65.14? It's somewhere here. This should be a short, right? 65.14. Okay, if this is the fill, oh, I think it's this. Yeah, I think it's here. Let's check the time. Do we have the time? There's the time. Open 16:36. There might be some. There may be some. Yeah, 16:36. What's it called? Window of time differences. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, most likely that's the bar down, because in between, boom, 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 and we go down. We have the high, we have the H4 level. Previously, I didn't have to draw it because it's already there, but I actually did before. It's still valid though. And so here is here, and the stop is above, I guess, somewhere there. And I'm also guessing I'm targeting either this or just 2R. Actually, no, now I remember this trade. I entered this manually on this. On one of my accounts, I entered here manually. And then I placed the limit to enter on the at 14. I just placed a limit and I placed a stop above, and I put it a target 2R, and I let the trade live, and I let it live for the session. But as you see, it was filled, so that means the position is on. And later it hits. That's the entire story. And so, I mean, this is simple, right? Really, this is another one like this, right? Up, down. Let me grab this thing. This is the thing. and here is the switch, and here's the fill, right? That's the thing. That's this trade. And let's see, target's at 6492, and the stop is at 6525. Let's see what we had. 6489, yeah, that's close to what I'm guessing it was, yes. 6525, yeah. See. And yeah, pretty much. Profit 125. And so for this particular account, I've been for quite a while, and there's some more trades, and there's some other trades. You know, see, minus 40, minus 2, 8, 60, and 40. And so there is some intra-trailing also going on, and I can explain soon. But account of this size, 10K, I personally like to use the risk of 60, 60 actually. So 0.6% on position. And for this entire test, or well, this entire account, I do believe I was targeting a 2R on each position initially. And so that means I risk 60 and I want to gain 120. And you know, it's eyeballing. You know, sometimes I'm looking at the chart and going, you know, there's 2 more pips here because there's a level. Something like this, right? It shouldn't really impact in the long run, but yeah, of course I do that, right? But the risk is, it's solid. It should not go above 60. And the commissions are added on top of that. Because, to be honest, I don't know what they are before I put the position on. And I can check afterwards now, right? But we can see that, well, you see the average is 1.8 almost. That's, I think, realized, right? And the win rate, etc. But yeah, so like 126, 116, so that's close, right? Fairly close. This, when it becomes like this, is where I trail the position, and I know that I did. I trailed it here as well, and that's a partial of a position. And this is let's see, 14 short at, and okay, yeah, this is after, and this is after, yeah, that's a position off, that's a partial off at flat, and that's, yeah, something. So this system I'm trading here is using my, there we go, oh, there we go, we're gonna remove some things now. I'm gonna have to put on a new chart because I don't want to mess up the Aussie. I do also need to put the lines on for need to exit the thing, and yes, I know I have another account attached and whatever, who cares, because it just came off some meeting, and yeah, we could enter along of this, but yeah. Yes, the rules. Let's do this. Let's go on FXCM because I know I don't use them. I used it for testing. Yes, see, some testing stuff here. Let's just get a new. So the thing is with this account, right? Risk 60 equals 1R. Target 2R initially, but there is some trading going on, and there's some partialing going on as well. And the rule is, I can use my one-time trail methodology idea, and this basically means that I can adjust the stop at one time, right? It doesn't mean that it will have the same result every time. It's not like I'm putting the stop at break even, and sometimes I will use also partial position. It means that I can use this function once, like it's a math kind of thing. I can step on the brakes one time, and I have to at this one time decide what to do. So for the partialing, normally I will go something like up to like 10%, maybe down to like 2% of a position. I will close it when I adjust the stop. So for example, if I'm short here, which I may have been, who knows, right? Let's say I'm targeting this thing. Oh, you know what? Let's say I'm targeting this thing over here. And we get to this point, and I decide, you know what? Price failed at the recent low, right? Here. Price failed at the recent low, and I don't want to sit here and have nothing, right? So initially my stop is here, up here. And I notice this, right? I see this, okay. And I think to myself, you know what? There's probably going to be a retrace up into this block. And hopefully we're going to go down, but you don't know. And so initially I have a stop here at 54 pips, okay? And when we get to this level, I may, okay, it looks somewhat decent, you know what? I'm going to take off 2% in this example, right? I just, subjective, eyeball, and I decide there instantly, 2% off. And so that means that this entire position, if it was risking 1 R, it's now risking, what was happened? A 0.98 R, right? Kind of nothing. Just taking something off. This is basically nothing, but this is because I want this number to be small, because I want there to be potential for profit. If I take a large portion off, I'm cutting into the profits. I also want the position to be actually taken off somewhat, because I would hate for me locking a trade fully and I get nothing, right? And so here there's a small, like maybe I'm here, 0.6 R times, you would have to take the multiplier and 0.6 times 60. That's what I would end up in profit at this point, right? And you know, the rest of the position, whatever. So I'll do that, and I'll just look at this structure here, and now we're on a 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, let's say I decide, I can't really see it here, but let's say I decide, okay, you know what? There's a block here. This should be strong. There's a second kind of thing here. Either this is strong, or this is strong, or this should absolutely be strong. So I'm taking something off here, and I'm gonna protect myself down to this level, I decide. And what have I done if I do move the stop like this? Now the stop is 21 points from 54. It's less than half. So at this point, I'm risking 30 instead of 60. Also, I have taken a little bit off here. So less than half is now risk on the table. And, you know, it does happen that, you know, I have it here, or I may have it here, and I get up and I get taken out. But over the long term, over the long run, I find that adjusting stops one time adds a control to the trade, adds something to control the market, or well, control my exposure to the market, and it makes my equity curve look somewhat better, less choppy. Because if I let it go with a 1 to 3 or 1 to 2 or 1 to 5 even, it would be somewhat choppy. It would go up, down, kind of violent, right? But if I just adjust it slightly, control the stops slightly, like it's like when I enter the trade, and when I exit the partial, at the time I exit the partial, I look at the chart again, and I get somewhat the better picture of what happened, right? This looks very strong actually, right? And I mean, if I would trail it fully, right? If I'm starting here, and I want to come here, so this is a double level, right? So here I would absolutely trail something, right? So in this case, I'm trailing to this point, and then we get this boom, 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 boom. We get more power down, more. And because I entered here, and we come here, I would absolutely probably put my stop to this place, and maybe I'm risking only 1 or 2 pips at this point. and I have all this to gain, right? Which is glorious, right? And that scenario happens, and you know, I could also trade it further, right? So here's another kind of something that happens here, and here we have more power with this bar. You like my drawings, right? This bar, more power, and this had some, and this had some, and right. And if I could trade it further down, but point is, controlling the trade once is good for the equity curve. It does take away from the overall return, but it adds to my conscience, makes me feel better, right? And it only takes away a little bit of the return, I will tell you that. And I know that on this sample, on these trades, I know for a fact that there are 2 trades I placed that, man, I did not need to control. Like, for example, this, I don't remember, maybe it was this one, or maybe it was this one, like 8 is not my profit. At 0.45, 8 is not my profit, right? This is a trade position hitting that I adjusted, and probably later hit the full TP. And I remember that it happened at least twice, right? I trailed and it hit. And so if I do the math and I add all this together, not adjusting the trades should, on a long enough time horizon and with a big enough sample size, not adjusting will give more return overall, static. Not percentage base or anything like that, but comparing that result, the maximum output of result, to when I adjust my position one time per trade, that is, right, makes it so that the equity curve looks like this instead of going hello like this, crazy, right? And this smooth equity curve makes me feel good, right? And I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, really, but I think other people also like the way this thing looks. And I also know that, for example, there was one trade, and I know that it was a cable trade, one of the cables, meaning like the pound here, right? Or maybe this one, or there's one cable trade where I moved the take profit down to the bias area, and I did not hit the take profit, and it went to the stop instead. And you know, these things happen, right? But can actually, yeah, these things happen, right? But hey, at least I know what I did, and I wrote it in my log. Believe me, it's in the log. Somewhere here is me talking about a cable trade. I pushed it, and somewhere, I don't actually know where, but it's there. And yeah, so that was my mistake. And moving the take profit like that, it's not part of my system. And that is why I think I did not follow my rules at that point. Other than that one point with the cable trade, I did follow all the rules for this series of trades. And yeah, so now I have run out of ideas, and yeah, I guess you can follow along and watch me draw some lines, but I'm just gonna put on some lines on this. I'm not gonna. We have to check the yeah, that's my alarm. We have to get out of the replay mode. We are out of replay. Okay, we gotta check this thing. So I wanted to go along here on H1 here, right? Because this should close in 2 minutes, right? So the idea is like this, right? And maybe we go here, but something like this. I want to do this because if you look on the daily chart, we had power here. We have this target up here. we had here, and just like a small gap, and we just filled it. We scraped the low again, reaction up. So we scraped the low again, right? And reaction is up. And so this lows, we went under this, and on H1, this is the low we went under. See here, and we changed the power here. I think I will enter a long here, and it's on the hourly, so it's gonna have to be like this and like this, I guess. And I think, yeah, I'm gonna draw some lines now. I think that's all I got for now. Yeah, if you like my new colors, if you like the video, and whatever, yeah, like the video, and post your questions. That's all I got.